Hi, welcome to B3 Comics. Today's episode reviews all of this week's Green Lantern titles, which all deal with DC's Rise of the Third Army event. The recap is going to be a bit longer than usual, so click below if you want to skip it. We start with Green Lantern number 16. The issue is written by Geoff Johns with art by Doug Mahnke. Our new hero, Simon Baz, finally meets a member of the Green Lantern Corps, Badug. He learns how to successfully recharge his ring as well. With his ring recharged, he listens to messages left to him by Sinestro and Hal. Both warn of the Guardians' treachery, the return of the Black Hand, and their fall to the Third Army. Badug finds the Book of Black and realizes it will help lead them to the Black Hand. While tying up some loose ends with his family, Simon sees Guy Gardner on TV. Badug realizes they might need his help and the two take off to find him. This is the start of Green Lantern Corps number 16. This issue is written by Peter Tomasi with art by Fernando Pasarin. Guy Gardner is now in jail being visited by his family. While there, the Third Army begins to attack the prison. Guy convinces the guards to release him so he can help defend the compound. Using machine guns, they do their best to hold out, but begin to be overrun. Fortunately, Simon Baz and Badug arrive to save them. After dispatching the Third Army, the three Lanterns head into space to plan their next move. Jumping back to Green Lantern number 16, we get to see Hal Jordan and Sinestro in the Dead Zone. The shadowy figure who has been interacting with them in previous issues is revealed to be the deceased Green Lantern Tomar-Re. We also get to see Kyle Rayner's part in this event in Green Lantern New Guardians number 16. The issue is written by Tony Bedard with art by Aaron Coudert. Kyle is attempting to finish mastering the emotional spectrum. He is on Zamaron mastering his last emotion, love. Before he can finish, the Guardian Ganthet arrives. He's here to kill Kyle and eliminate the threat to the Guardian's plans. Kyle battles him using all of his emotions he has been able to master so far. However, as the battle ensues, the Third Army also shows up and begins to attack. The other new Guardians and the Zamarons also join the melee. Together, they are able to gain the upper hand on Ganthet and attempt to kill him. However, Kyle intervenes, saying that he won't let them kill Ganthet and that he hasn't given up on them. While shielding him, Ganthet uses the opportunity to shoot Kyle in the back and mortally wound him. As Kyle dies, he says that he forgives Ganthet. This display allows him to master love and thus complete the emotional spectrum. Kyle has mastered rage, avarice, fear, will, hope, compassion, and love. Now that he commands the entire spectrum, he has also gained the power of the White Lantern, life. With this power, he easily obliterates the Third Army while Ganthet escapes. The issue ends with Kyle saying that it is time to take the fight to the Guardians. So the Green Lantern Rise of the Third Army event is coming closer to its conclusion, and all the storylines are starting to converge. So I'm going to go through each Lantern one by one and look at each of them. So first up, obviously, is Simon Baz, Earth's new Green Lantern. Initially, I had kind of mixed feelings about the guy. I felt like he didn't really deserve the ring at the start. I mean, he was a criminal. But as we've seen more of him, I like him a lot more. This issue, he showed tremendous willpower when he used his ring to revive his comatose friend. And it actually reminded me a lot of Hal Jordan, because the reason Hal Jordan is like the greatest Green Lantern ever is because he has such strong willpower. And I guess Simon Baz does have that quality. I love Kyle Rayner. I got like a sentimental attachment to the guy, and it was just so cool to see the way in which he finally masters all the spectrum, the entire spectrum. I mean, we all knew he was going to master the spectrum, but the way in which he mastered love was just awesome, because it's like he saved Ganthet from death, and then the fact that Ganthet then shot him in the back, and then he forgave Ganthet is what that demonstration of love is what allowed him to master Violet. And that was just kind of like a unique twist. I thought it was going to be something like he'd have to forgive himself for letting his girlfriend Alex die when he first got the ring or something like that. But no. Now that he's the White Lantern, though, he just obliterated the Third Army. I'm kind of wondering, like, if he is this powerful now, why do we even need any of the other Green Lanterns to help stop the Third Army? Why doesn't Kyle just single-handedly destroy the Third Army, single-handedly beat the Guardians? Like, why do we even need anybody else? So I'm sure Geoff Johns has to throw some twist our way to make sure that Kyle doesn't just single-handedly solve the entire universe's problems. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. The next Green Lantern I wanted to talk about is Hal Jordan. This issue, they finally say where he is. He and Sinestro are stuck in the Dead Zone, and there they meet Tomar-Re, who's definitely dead. Tomar-Re was the Green Lantern who gave Hal his ring. The fact that they're in the Dead Zone and Tomar-Re's there shows that they are basically dead, I guess is the only way I can interpret that. But at the beginning of this Rise of the Third Army event, when Hal and Sinestro were still alive and they looked in the Book of Black, or when the Black Hand looked in the Book of Black, he saw in it was written Hal Jordan will be the greatest Black Lantern ever. So I guess that's going to sort of give Hal an out. He can become a Black Lantern, get revived, and then stop being a Black Lantern and be okay. So I think that's pretty cool, and hopefully he comes back pretty soon. Because like I said, while I am okay with Simon Baz, I would prefer Hal Jordan to be the Green Lantern. Plus, they need him back in Justice League because it's not as good without him making fun of Batman. So in these 3 Green Lantern titles this week, I did have some problems with this whole Rise of the Third Army, though, specifically with the Third Army itself. The Third Army seems very inconsistent in strength to me. In the Red Lantern series, the entire Red Lantern Corps is fighting the Third Army, and they're having trouble taking down like 5 of them. And in earlier issues of the Green Lantern Corps, Guy Gardner leads a contingent of Green Lanterns against like a dozen or so Third Army zombies, and they're just overwhelmed and defeated. But in Green Lantern number 16, Guy Gardner has machine guns and is leading like 5 prison guards, and they're able to fend off the Third Army. So like the strength of this Third Army is just so inconsistent. I mean, Kyle easily just destroyed them, but I guess that's the power of the White Lantern. But I just would like to see some more consistency across all the titles and just in general. In the Green Lantern New Guardians issue, we saw that Kyle's finally mastered all the colors of the spectrum, and he's now the White Lantern, just incredibly overpowered, just destroying the Third Army, and now he's ready to take the fight to Oa. And it also seemed at the end of Green Lantern Corps that Guy Gardner and Simon Baz were getting ready to go to Oa as well. The Black Hand's already there, so if Hal's going to be resurrected by the Black Hands, he'll be on Oa too. So hopefully in the conclusion of the Third Army event, it's just like all the Green Lanterns are there, and it's just a really cool story, a really cool ending. So when it comes to giving a grade to each of these issues, I'll start with Green Lantern number 16. I'm going to give a 3.5. It was really cool to see Simon Baz actually demonstrate some power and show that he's worthy of being a Green Lantern. Next, moving on to Green Lantern Corps number 16, I'm going to give a 2.5. The thing that just really bugged me was the fact that Guy Gardner is able to fight off this Third Army with machine guns when like 1 or 2 issues ago he had a contingent of Green Lanterns and was unable to beat the Third Army. And lastly, Green Lantern New Guardians number 16, I'm going to give a 4.5. I mean, we all knew that Kyle was going to master the entire spectrum. It seemed pretty obvious that he would. But it was just the way that he mastered love, which just made this issue so great. The fact that it was all based on him forgiving Ganthet, that I didn't see that coming, and it was just very intriguing to me. And I'm really looking forward to what Kyle's going to do next, since he has like seemingly limitless power now. So 4.5. So thanks for watching P3 Comics' review of the Rise of the Third Army event. Before I go, I got a question for you guys though. In Green Lantern New Guardians number 16, Kyle's finally mastered the complete spectrum. So now he can use the powers of any of the different Lantern Corps. What I want to know from you guys, if you could be a member of one corps and use their power, which one would it be? Would you pick like red so you can spit up acid blood on people? Would you pick compassion, indigo to teleport around? What would you pick? Personally, I would pick orange. I think it would be really cool to have constructs that became sentient. But I want to know from you guys which one you want. Leave your answer below in the comments. And please subscribe. Thanks.